Go Yard.
Hello and welcome back to the CFCTALK podcast. It's been a while. A lot of stuff has happened actually in the past week or so since we uploaded the last time. But before that, just a message for everyone: the new variant just spreading everywhere around the world. Be careful. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Social distance. Wear a mask and get vaccinated. That's the best way to defeat the virus itself. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag this video down for us talking about this topic, because they do that quite a lot. But yeah, stay safe, guys. Before we even get into talking about Everton, a disaster of a UCL draw, and I could have put Everton's game in that disaster as well, but and then the possibility of the Premier League taking a 2-week break in the cup game that we've got coming up against Brentford might be cancelled as well. Adding on top of that, the AFCON as well might be cancelled. So all that advantage of all that happiness of Liverpool not having Mo Salah and Sadio Mane for a month and a half might just disappear as well. But yeah, as always, Alex and Amart both here, both tired after last night's game. I think we can wrap this up in 5 minutes, give or take.
Start the clock. Right. Oh my goodness me! It was not worth it. It was not worth the staying up past my newly formed work bedtime, because just we played. It's crazy. We played absolutely fire for 45 minutes, but we didn't score, and then we proceeded to put in such a lackluster, tame second half where we barely did anything. And then Everton got us, and then thankfully, I think Mount equalised. It wasn't the other way around. No, actually, no. Mount scored first. Yeah. Mount scored first, and it was a great, a solid finish from him as well to kind of drive into the box near post. In fairness to Pickford, I thought it was great, but still, we should put it away. But yeah, nice from Mount, but just so, oh man, that first half kills, because it looks so good on the highlight reel. When two people on Twitter will put tickle ball, they'll put like 5 or 6 clips from that game, because we played so good, but then just could not be clinical at all. Zero.
Where have we left it? Like, it's just gone awfully wrong for us. We just can't find it anywhere. Just how have we gone winning 7-1 against Norwich, to 4-0 against Juventus, to drawing against Everton, Zenit, and I can't remember the third game, but yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking we lost to Juventus and we had this great run of form up till Juventus, and then we won against Juventus, and now we've got this struggling form. So what's the trick with Juventus, Amart, causing us issues?
We should call City up so that they beat us again, and then we shape up and go on, because that's how it happened. We beat City, we beat Juventus, and then all of a sudden we went on such a great run, and then they beat us. City beat us, Juventus beat us, went on a great run, and then we beat them, like you said, it just flipped. Yeah, but yesterday was so frustrating. Like, I can see the same thing for like 2-3 matches that we played so previously. I can see the same thing, but like yesterday in particular was so frustrating because we had so many chances in the first half. So many chances in the first. Like Alex said, we're playing so well in the first half, so well in the first half, and then Mount's missing. James, and the James chance was like, how did he miss that? And I can never tell, because I don't know, man. Like, we just have to fix it up, because now we don't have Lukaku, we don't have Havertz, we don't have Callum, we don't have Werner. At least for about 2 weeks, we'll not have them. Even if we are still playing the Premier League for 2 weeks, if that's the case, but we will not have them. So we have to find a way to be able to score those chances. Mount scored yesterday. He did well, but he missed two important ones too as well. So even though he did well, there's that too, and we drew the game at the end. So I mean, the whole team. Ziyech was quite promising yesterday. Ziyech was very, very good yesterday. But again, in the first half, he was making certain decisions that were like, I was wondering why. So there was a chance where he could have squared it to Pulisic or something like that, and then he decided to take a shot and he blasted it out. So these kind of small decisions, it's kind of worrying us a bit.
Yeah. Personally, I think our attack second half got completely muddled up when not just because Saul went to striker, but I don't know, Ziyech seemed like he was playing off the left way more. Like Mount stuck to the right, and then he got his goal through the right, and with Ziyech on the left, and it just didn't happen. But I direct more of that energy at why when we put Saul on and then played him at striker instead of and then putting Pulisic at left wing back. Like I get it to some extent, but I'd rather have Alonso at striker. Why not put Alonso at striker, who's actually proven to score goals, than Saul, who's wouldn't make a difference whether he's playing goalkeeper or striker. So yeah, it's just makes no sense to me. And the last 20 minutes or so, we tried. You could say we were trying to knock on the door, but just nothing. Yeah, no chances. Whereas first half, plenty of chances. I think we had like 5 big chances missed in this game. And it's just it's the James one, the Mount one. I can't remember the other 3, but it's that's what costs you, and that's what the difference is between us and Liverpool City.
In terms of just stats, I think we had like 10 shots on target, and we only scored 1 of them. And as you said, 5 big chances. And by halftime, if you would have looked at the highlights between that in the first half, you would have said, "Oh, this Chelsea team is probably 4-0 up." Whereas we were just not even a goal up. We were struggling in terms of finishing, and you know, I hate to say this, but 80 million in Havertz, 99 million or 107 million on Lukaku, Werner as well. We spent so much this season on those, and the game that we scored the most goals this season was playing without a striker. Explain the math here. How does this work? But and Everton, no disrespect to them, but they're not in the greatest of forms. I think that they only won one of their last 5 games coming up against Chelsea. So at least for me, I thought, oh, this is a game we should easily be able to win, and get the 3 points and continue the title charge. But Chelsea had other plans, and now we're falling behind. I wouldn't say 2 behind, but we're 4 behind first place and 3 behind second place, who we play right at the start of January in about 2.5 weeks now. It seems like it's a long way away, but it's only 2.5 weeks, 4 games before we play Man City and Liverpool back to back.
Sorry, I'm just saying the thing about that is that if they beat us, they'll still be ahead of us by goals.
Oh, that's I mean, in terms of knocking down the points, at least for now, getting level on points at least. I mean, those games will be titled. Yeah, those games will be title defining games. I mean, if we lose those 2 games, then it's pretty much over for us. But coming back to Everton, Saul, I think plane, car, boat, anything. The next thing going to Spain, just put him on there, just send him there, man. No disrespect to the guy, and I can see he's trying, but it's just not worked out. This loan spell has not worked out.
Yeah. It just at this point, Gilmour or the fact that we have Gilmour and Gallagher on loan, that he stays and he plays is silly. And I'm done at this point. I'm like, spend as much money as you want on Rice. I don't care anymore. Before I was yes, Rice, but money might be a problem. Now just buy him. I genuinely we need more players there, because but then again, I guess we kind of need more attackers, I guess, as well. More clinical, not necessarily more attackers, but clinical finishers is at the end of the day what we miss, as well as like, I guess, I mean, I think Jorginho, and I think we're going to be forced to play Kovacic and Kante, both like who are barely fit or pretty much not match fit against who have we got next again?
Wolves.
Wolves. Yeah, apparently because Jorginho and Loftus-Cheek are both doubts. So yeah, we're really hurting the fact that we decided to loan out Gilmour and Gallagher. Gallagher, I understand that. Yeah, we're just.
He's been doing wonders at Crystal Palace, though.
Yeah, we have the option to recall them, though. I think.
Actually, no.
This was
It was a discussion that a lot of fans are having, that we can actually recall them in January, but due to their clause, they can't anymore, and that means that we're out of Billy Gilmour and Gallagher until the end of the season.
Well, that's just
there's a clause in it that says that in the contract that says that we shouldn't, or there's no
contract, there's no clause which says that they can be called early from a loan.
Okay, it's a season-long loan, and that's it.
Yeah. So in terms of how it was designed was that both Conor Gallagher and Billy Gilmour will not be returning at Chelsea until the end of the season. The only kind of option Chelsea have is go splash out some cash at Declan Rice in December, which I guess is almost close to impossible. West Ham will never kind of sell him out of mid-season, and especially after what a great form they're in. As well, and the way they're playing.
He's one of the reasons why they're also in a good form too, like that.
Yeah, I think we just have to write it out and pray to the injury gods that none of our midfielders ever get injured again, because that's what we're gonna have to need. Yeah, we're just. It's bad planning, to be fair, as well, because I'm sure that there was a cutoff period for when we could have taken Gallagher or Gilmour, but we didn't. And but now we're just gonna have to face it, and it's just such a weird period, man. It happens every single year. Even December is not our month. It's the same
we need to have a petition to rename this month to something else. Just rename it something else. The luck is going to go.
August. Barkley would be amazing.
Cancel the month. Cancel the month. Let's just have 11 months in the year. Cancel the month.
Cancel the month. I'll happily do away with Christmas.
I don't even know why the Premier League still continues to
play in the month of December. Is it Amart? Is it too cold outside to play or something?
Maybe. But other leagues don't play in December. Why is the Chelsea and Premier League alone? We want to play all through December. What's the reason? Like,
not even just playing through December. It's the most busy period of games. You've got the most amount of games in December and January.
Yeah.
It's pretty much because it's a festive season. Not a lot of people are at work, and they're kind of days off where you need something to watch. So it's.
I think the easiest option here is to go and play in the Uber Eats League instead. We don't need to be playing in the Premier League anymore. Just them and their December football. Just can't be having any of that. Just only play in pre-season. We only play in pre-season. We only play in like a couple of months period, and we'd be great. But no, unfortunately, we had to play Everton in December. But it's a home though. Our record against Everton at home is normally fantastic. We wipe the floor with them most times. Like, you remember both games under Lampard, I think, or no, the one I remember most is Gilmour's Premier League debut, and he played great, and we won 4-0. It was fantastic, and even Willian scored a blinder, and that's, I shouldn't say even, because he was great that season. But so it's just. Mentality dips, and I can blame them, but to some extent it seems it's a human thing. I think to some extent, like in general, December, January time, it's not the most positive of months, I'd say. So I understand it to some extent, but it's just it's always the same, no matter who the players are. And the difference between us and Man City and Liverpool is that they keep going, they score the chances that we had today, and there's not much that to it. The fact that City beat Leeds, the team that we needed Rudiger to win 2 penalties against. We needed 2 penalties, both won by Rudiger, and they put 7 past them.
Yeah, that just shows how bad, just how bad the team was and how bad that game was for Chelsea, to be honest. Because like we're struggling, like you said, we're struggling to play against Leeds. We're struggling a lot in that game, and in a lot of parts of that game, it looked like Leeds were the better team too. That's even the most disturbing part. But when we were playing against City, it was just like they were just out of it. By the first 5 minutes, City had already scored, and then the goals just started coming up. Because I think at the end of the first half, they were about 4 goals up or something like that, which is insane. And we could have done that. We could have done that because we're breaking through the defense. We're getting the chances, but for some reason, again, we're not scoring. And then we've replicated the same thing now. The team that we played, um, we faced in Everton, that exact team, if that exact team played against Liverpool or City, you know that team is going to get like more than 5 goals. They're going to concede more than 5 goals in the first half, and they didn't even play that well. In the second half, it looked like all the 11 players were defending. All the 11 were defending. They didn't have any threat up top until we scored, and then they started attacking. And then another thing to that bugged me about the game was Tuchel made certain changes that I didn't really understand. Like we've already talked about Sal and Barkley, but after the first goal, if you knew you wanted to bring Chalobah on, why didn't you bring Chalobah on early? Like brought him on after they had scored, and like it didn't make sense because Chalobah is coming to be a defensive part of the team. So
chasing it. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're chasing a goal and you bring on Chalobah. It makes no sense to me.
I think it doesn't make sense at all.
In my opinion, I think this was one of those games where you can't really blame injuries here, can you? Realistically, we only had Ben Chilwell out, and anyone else, I think Kante would have probably come into this team. So it's confusing to me that we can kind of sit here and say, oh, it was because of injuries. But if you look at it on paper and on the team sheet, only 2 of the injured players would have come back. And either you're telling me, oh, none of these 9 other players are capable of winning against an Everton side who hasn't won their last 6 games. Or you're telling me these 2 players are superstars or, incredible players that Chelsea are missing out on. Jorginho has been playing out with an injury as well. And I think he's not available now. Loftus-Cheek as well. And it just doesn't stop there for Chelsea. And games are coming thick and fast. We play Wolves tomorrow because this episode goes out on Saturday night. So Sunday we play Wolves. And then we've got a game on the 22nd and 26th. So it doesn't stop there.
Anyone's going to... sorry.
No, go for it.
This. I'm so sorry. No, I'm interrupted twice, 3 times now. I'm fired. I'm leaving. I'm gone. Go.
Alex just wants to get to bed. Put his point across and go to bed. But no, I think it's just poor from us in terms of how we've dealt the situation of games week in, week out. In terms of stuff that like, or in terms of how we've set up actually for games. Where we've, as Amart said, out of position Saul, out of position Barkley, who's given him the license to do step overs firstly in the first place, and Saul can barely, it's like Saul barely gets mentioned in midfield, and Tuchel goes, oh, you know what, let's just play him at striker, test him out and see how that goes, which is just incredible because we've got Havertz, we've got Werner, we've got Lukaku, 3 of the best players in the world to play at striker role, and we've opted for a loaned out Saul from Atletico Madrid.
But they were all out with COVID though, so they went on the bench.
Were they not on the Everton? Oh yeah, I thought the news come out today about. Oh, I saw. Yeah, okay. Yeah,
they're all out. The 4 of them were all out.
We got him.
No, but still, I mean, yeah, fair enough. I guess
we didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
the 3 of them were out plus Callum, I think. And I think yesterday too, I think there were rumors that Havertz also had it until today, and then they said that he didn't have it, but he was just feeling unwell. But yeah, like. I mean, you said something about having the 3 best players. The funny thing is that all these players that we bought, they were very, very good in their teams. So when they came to Chelsea, I don't know, it just hasn't worked out fully for them. We see it here and there, like we see some flashes of their old selves here and there, but I don't know, apart from Havertz and Chilwell, I haven't really seen anything much from the players that we've bought. Even Lukaku, but Lukaku needs time. Lukaku just came, so it's here. Lukaku needs time, but it's just weird. I think yesterday, what's his name? I think Alex Goldberg
Can
or
I
something.
interrupt and say how? I mean, I'm not. I can't let someone just say Lukaku needs time. He's £110 million signing.
No, I
He
mean,
should have the
because
capability of coming in and just kind of
no, I
doing
mean
his
because he
business
came
about.
this season. I think I mean because he came this season, the excuse you can give him for not performing is that he needs time. That's the excuse you can give him because we gave the same excuse to Werner and Havertz and all those other players who came last season. They weren't performing. We said they needed time to because he. I'm even contradicting myself right now because he has played in the
Yeah,
Premier
because
League before.
that's what I'm trying to
He has
think.
played
Because
in the
okay,
Premier
we
League
did.
before, so
If
he doesn't even need that. Like he doesn't even need time to even like get comfortable with the league yet because he has played before. He knows how difficult the league is, so he should be scoring by now. But yeah,
In
no, I
fairness
mean
to
in
him,
terms.
sorry, go on.
I was just going to add on and say, in terms of okay, maybe give Lukaku the time, but how long are we going to wait for Pulisic? How long are we going to wait for Kai Havertz for Werner to kind of show up? Because every game I just see posts on Twitter, posts everywhere on social media saying, "Oh, Werner's going to perform this game, this, so on and so forth." And we talked about squad depth a lot. I think during the start of this season on the podcast, we kept mentioning it, like we're so happy with the squad depth that we've got, and
it's a myth.
now yeah, it's non-existent. It's not, nothing's there.
I think I'd echo something that Tuchel said, and it's not necessarily all due to like them as individuals. So Lukaku, he scored 4 goals in 4 games when he started, and then got injured, I believe, or got injured, came back. Chelsea were in the crap. Like we were pretty much at the start of our bad run of form, and now he's done nothing since. I think that's, or maybe he came.
I think even after the 4 goals, he went like 2 or 3 games without scoring a goal before he went.
Yeah.
He went on injury, so it was like he was already kind of like
For me,
in the goal drought before he.
For
he
me,
came
it's
back.
not so much that he's not scoring goals or you know scoring goals, but it's the impact. You know, having him on the pitch, at least the least he can do is try to create 1 or 2 chances a game, or create spaces for players. Or when Werner's on the pitch with him, I know they're all unavailable now, but in terms of our lack of goal scoring, I mean, we were scoring goals left, right, and center the last at least up till the end of November, until the Juventus game, and since then we've just struggled to keep goals out of our net and in the opposition's net. So it's just haywire for Chelsea in terms of you can't just pick out one position and say, oh, here's the issue. We used to say this quite a lot, and we used to say that, you know, the attack's struggling, and we kept on saying it. But now at this moment, it's all 3 departments. Midfield is just not there. Attack non-existent. I mean, Alex said before the recording, Rudiger was probably our best striker last night, or the best attacker.
It's true.
and I wouldn't fault him for saying that, because if you go on any of the stats website, you'll probably get more shots by Rudiger than anyone else on the team. But I mean, there's a lot of negatives, no doubt about that. Some of the positives were Mason Mount's performance, which was quite good. Thiago Silva, might as well give him a lifetime contract at Chelsea. Played really well last night as well, and I thought Hakim Ziyech as well played quite well in terms of compared to the other players that we had on the pitch.
I think apart from Mount scoring the goal, I think Ziyech was our best player.
Yeah.
To be honest, he was our best player. He was really trying to create chances at least, and he was also like moving the ball forward a bit. I think when Barkley came on, it slowed them all down. Like it slowed everything down, and then Saul too going as a striker. He wasn't linking up with any of the attackers near him. His crosses were always overboard. Passes were going to the wrong players and going to the lead, the Everton players. So everything just changed after those two came on.
Yeah, Ziyech was absolutely balling in the first half. I gotta say, he was pulling off everything he tried came off, and he was absolutely fantastic. And that kind of rubbed off. I think it rubbed off onto the other guy. I mean, James also was good, except for the chance that he missed. But it just rubbed off on everyone. He was absolutely fantastic. And then second half, he got moved out. Well, he didn't really do much. We conceded, and then he got moved out to the left, or I don't know, or maybe not moved out to the left, but he looked like he spent more time on the left, and he can't do anything. He's not. You don't play your left-footed player on the left. It's just silly. And then you got Pulisic as left wing back. He's not gonna do much there. So yeah, it was a real shame. I would much rather we just kept what we were doing before, really, in terms of personnel. I mean, if you're going to move anyone at striker, put Alonso at striker, which I don't know why any manager would be afraid of doing, because you put Saul at striker, which makes even less sense. So yeah, it just kind of all, the last 20 minutes or so was just desperation, really. We put on Chalobah when we're trying to get a goal. Makes no sense. But there's some, just to finish though on this point, is like, I don't think it's definitely on us, because I mean, Everton also had a weakened team. Hell, they probably had an even weaker team. They had to play Johnny Sims up front, and just like
the team that we played. Sorry, but the team that we played is honestly the worst Everton team we played in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Like, they had to play. To be in credit to them, Doucouré, I thought, was bloody amazing. He was exactly what we missed. He basically told us in this game we missed Kovacic. someone to drive through the midfield, because we just stopped doing that. I mean, first half we didn't really have anyone doing it, but we at least had some drive and we managed to create loads of chances. Second half, we needed someone to kind of have some balls to kind of go through or just to try and dribble through the lines, because they were packing the midfield and their defense. But we didn't. We just went side. We did Arsenal. We went past side to side to side, and
they all took it backwards.
Yeah, exactly right. We needed Kovacic.
I was watching. You're absolutely right. I was watching the Liverpool game. I was flipping through the Chelsea Liverpool game, and you could see clearly how different Liverpool plays to Chelsea, because like what you're saying, we were even though Newcastle had packed the bus after they scored, Liverpool was still pressing, they were still pushing, and they were not even using just crosses. They were always going through the middle. They were passing their way around the Newcastle players and going through the middle. But with us, it seemed like anytime we got to their penalty box and we saw like 6 Everton players, then we either pass it back or pass it to the left or right, and then it spoiled everything. And I was even wondering why we're not even attempting any shots from outside the box. Like, why? You see, Loftus-Cheek, with nobody around him, just attempt a shot, then he passes it to his right or passes to his left. I don't know why they were doing that. I don't know what instruction Tuchel had given them. I don't know why our players nowadays are afraid. Because if you think back at the players that we used to have that were taking shots from outside the box, I don't even want to go that far. We had Willian was taking shots from outside the box. Hazard was taking shots from outside the box. Fabregas was also attempting. Like, we had these players at the time in our squad where they weren't afraid of taking shots at the back. Not to even mention the previous squad, ACN, Ballack, Lampard, even Mikel Obi was even trying shots from outside the box. So I don't even know why this team, they prefer to rather pass their way around the team, that pass their way around the opposition's defense to get into the box. And the crosses are getting so annoying, because the crosses are not working and we are still crossing. Like previously when we had James and Chilwell, they were working fine. It was okay, but now it seems like it's not working. I don't know why. I just feel like James and Alonso doesn't work as well as James and Chilwell. It doesn't work as well at all, because you could see that the synergy was there between Chilwell and James, but with Alonso and James, it's just off, just so off. And I don't know, like they should attempt shots, is what I'm saying. They should attempt shots.
Would rather play
Rudiger.
James at
I was just gonna say, get Rudiger to start a training drill.
Shooting practice.
Yeah, just don't look at where the shot goes. As long as it's from the outside of the box, just boot it into the third tier standard range.
If you're not hitting someone in row 35, you're not doing it right. So yeah, it makes sense. But I was gonna say I'd rather have Reece James at left wing back and then Pulisic at right wing back. And I think we tried that a couple of times, and that's actually proven to work. I genuinely rather try that at this point, because Pulisic at right wing back with Mount at right winger, it's proven to work. It does really work. But then you then shoehorn Ziyech to left wing, and it's just a bit not really effective. So yeah, it's just.
I think in terms of crosses at this point, I think the last resort is get Kepa and go Mendy up top striker.
Yeah.
Use that 6'6" height advantage and just head them in. But no, I think yeah. In terms of there's really pretty much it for the Everton game. Very, very poor performance by Chelsea. I think Tuchel knows that as well, and what he's already achieved with this squad, he knows that he can get results week in, week out. So I'm very much sure that he won't be sitting around in the dressing room or training right now. He'll be on everyone right now and making sure every single pass is perfect, every single shot is perfect. And I just want to meet the finishing, the one who sets up the finishing drills, because mate, come on, 23 shots, 10 on target, 1 goal. That's just for 81% possession as well. But we were better than them on every single occasion. I mean, just look at the passing. We had 4 times more passes than them this game.
Our XG was higher in this game than the Norwich game. Fly feet higher. And you know what's even worse? You know what's made it even worse? The top 3 teams in the championship tonight are Fulham, Bournemouth, and West Brom. So we're toast next year.
All our enemies are all coming back.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man. I haven't seen it, so no spoilers or anything.
I saw yesterday. Very, very
I
good.
saw the first show and I was gonna say so. I had a reference ready for it, but I'm not gonna say it now because of Alex.
I'll watch it. I haven't. All I know is that I don't know anything else. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, and then we can feel free to make references.
You're definitely going to enjoy. I don't want to deviate, but you're definitely going to enjoy it. It's a fantastic.
I think yeah.
I can't. We're going off topic, but I was scared. The spot. I don't like. I'm going to say it myself because
avoid the internet.
I'm trying. I'll do my best, but I'm seeing it as soon as possible. I'm not even going with anyone, to be honest, tomorrow, because I can't go on Sunday. So it's just I have to go. I have to go tomorrow and see it. But yeah, back to less exciting times.
Back to trying to find Chelsea's superhero. Wolves. Wolves are another one of our kryptonites. I mean, I'm trying to make as many references as I can, but I've kind of run out. But Amarteifio, the Flash. and Wolves always score against us towards the end of the game when Chelsea are tired. They use their pace and all that kind of sort of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be another tough game. It's one of those games where you're pinned back, or you're going to have to press really high to try and kind of create your own chances. And you're not going to get a lot of chances in this game either. It's not going to be easy.
Because our past 2 years we played Wolves in, we beat them 5-2 under Lampard away. Then we had the awful, I think we lost 2-1 with them scoring like a last minute winner.
Last minute goal, yeah.
That was awful. So yeah, and this time around it's the same time of year. So it'll be really good if we do win this one. I know it'll be good in general, but it is a difficult place. I mean, judging by our records and the form we're in, if we can get the win, that'll be a really huge boost for the guys and the team. And yeah, we just kind of have to, really, if we're going to properly, we like to rule things out a lot earlier than they should be ruled out. I mean, we didn't think we'd win the Champions League at all or anything like that at the time. And then we didn't think we'd get I didn't think we'd get top 4 when we sacked Lampard, because there are lots of teams above us. But thinking about it in terms of the title, in my mind, I'm like, we can't keep up with these two teams that are winning everything all the time now. But you just never know in football. So, and the best you can do is just win the next game, and then win the next game, and win the next game, and see what happens. And then you never know. So yeah, this game is big in terms of just trying to steady the ship, because until Liverpool on the 2nd of June, we have very winnable games with Brighton, Aston Villa, maybe Brentford. You said maybe it gets cancelled.
Yeah, no, I think in terms of winnable games, we thought this whole December period was a winnable month for us. We thought, Everton, that should be a good game, and then we thought Watford, which we managed to somehow win, and then Leeds as well, and it's just all gone out the window. Tuchel said, "Oh, the race is getting too easy for us. We want to complicate things first before we give Chelsea fans some joy come end of May." But yeah, I think with against Wolves, our record's quite topsy turvy. It goes one way or another, and it just comes off as whoever manages to start well, whoever manages to, score first, does end up winning, I guess, those kind of games. I'm trying to think if we want to even predict the lineup, because it's
if CFC news page can sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, if CFC news page gets it more wrong than we do, then there's no point in us trying to predict a lineup, because he knows more than us. Yeah, he got it more wrong because all of his front three got COVID. So it's it's just get a dartboard, put a dartboard right here, and just one of them will start. That's the best chance we got.
Because I think Tuchel said they test every day, so we might make a prediction, and then the next day they are all out.
Yeah, I think at the moment all Premier League clubs have been told to do a test every single day, and every single day at least 5 or 6 tests are coming off as positive, which is a big concern. Which is what Alex just mentioned about the Brentford game. 16 of their staff and players have tested positive. So,
I think I also
wishing them well, and
I think I had Man United players.
Yeah, Man United, Brentford got cancelled as well. So I think 6 Premier League games so far have been cancelled or rescheduled. And it's the case of, what do we want? Do we want to continue this and just ride it out and use academy players, or keep delaying games until teams are comfortable playing, or just take a 3-week break and come back when it's possible? But it's also the case for clubs where they're going to have they don't want to have fans return tickets, or they don't want to have they want to finish as much games as possible before government restrictions don't allow them to have fans back in the stadium, and they're going to have to deal with season ticket holders and just people who've got tickets for the next 5-6 games or whatever it is, which is another issue as well. But yeah, AFCON as well, that's in danger as well. The players are very much scared of going and coming back, and what the rules are and what the restrictions are, in terms of what the government decides for people coming outside the country. It could mean that these guys, maybe even if they go for AFCON, they come back, they might have to quarantine for 2 weeks or a week or so, whatever it is at the moment, which would be disaster for Chelsea in terms of Edouard Mendy, and Liverpool as well with Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. So it's all over the place in terms of what's going to be played and what's not going to be played. I mean, before you know it, this podcast goes live tomorrow night. You never know. There might be some changes in news. I hope not. I hope it still goes away. It's a bad thing to say this, but this might be a good chance for Chelsea to recollect themselves and get a bit of break if games do get delayed. And I'm not trying to say anything to the players or the people affected by COVID. I hope they do get well and they recover as quickly as possible. But in terms of Chelsea, they've got their cases, their cases on them myself. I mean, Lukaku has been confirmed. Havertz, I think, has been confirmed. Ben Chilwell as well. I can't remember who else was it. Was it Werner? That I think Werner as well was.
Yeah.
Werner as well. And then Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho seem to be out for the next game as well. So it's like
Injured.
injured,
Also
yeah.
injured.
So yeah. So in hindsight, this might be a good time for Chelsea to vote to stop the Premier League for the next 2 weeks and go on a break and come back and go back to winning ways.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I don't think we'll have a choice. Go on, so.
Yeah, like what Alex is saying, definitely it will get to a point that it has to be cancelled. Like, you can't really do anything about it. Like, Brentford losing this number of players and Man United losing this number of players. But Tottenham also have lost players in the past, and they haven't played their last 2 or 3 games. Their last 2 or 3 games have been postponed because they have a high number of COVID cases. So, like Mohammed said, every day they get like at least 5 positive results from the team. So it will be cancelled at the point, but when will it be cancelled? Because you know that the Premier League makes a lot of money during Christmas. Would they cancel it during Christmas, or would they push it to January and cancel the games from January going? I don't know. And you see, and nowadays it seems like the public also doesn't really trust the government enough. So these kind of pushes against the lockdown and stuff like that might come. So even if they cancel it, people would still protest. People would still try to go out. So it's a whole thing. So I'm just hoping it's just solved properly. Do what needs to be done. If it's supposed to be cancelled, cancel it. If it doesn't have to be cancelled, we continue. But like, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good.
Oh, I think I agree. I think it's just a simple case of stopping it. Because I think not just the men's game, but the women's game as well. Chelsea's women's game got postponed, at least for now, as well. Which means it's affecting everyone. And Amart put it very well in terms of what Premier League would want from this season or from this month is all the revenue they can get from Christmas time. Everyone's at home, everyone's watching football, and there's almost 100+ games at this kind of month in terms of just Premier League, Championship, and cup games for people to watch. So it's a big loss for TVs and TV revenue and Premier League, but it has to be done for the well-being of players and teams. And what's the point in having a COVID outbreak in between the teams and having to stop later on, where the situation's a lot more serious than it is right now, where you've got a few cases in every team, where you can kind of just stop the spread and just kind of go and isolate for a week or a week and a half or 2, and until you get a number of negative cases from the ones that have tested positive, you resume everything. And we've got until May 13th, and who says you've got to finish till May? It's not like I can't remember if there's any summer tournaments going on this in 2022, because the World Cup's in December.
Yeah, there aren't any.
Yeah, so it's almost like, worst case scenario, you can extend the Premier League by a month and play those games out later on, rather than risking the safety of players, staff, and everyone involved in this.
I mean, I think the league starts like a couple of weeks earlier, but not that much earlier. It's still August, I think. So yeah, it's just annoying because you don't know how long it'll be. That like it'll stop. Say it does stop. You don't necessarily know it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks. If you keep getting those COVID cases, and 2 or 3 weeks time, it'll take longer and longer, and it's kind of how the whole football shut down the first time around said. They've initially said 3-4 weeks,
yep.
And then it took longer, and then we didn't really get it back for 3 months or so. So it's just difficult. It really is. Really, I don't know how you properly make a decision like that. It's well above our pay grades.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we just gotta wait and see. Really, as fans, it's hard to see what to expect. But the way I see it, yeah, we could definitely use a break. Is I think what most Chelsea fans will think. We could definitely use a break. So yeah, if we not anything about getting COVID or purpose or any of that crap, but just if it happens, really great.
wouldn't be bad for Chelsea.
It would not be bad for us at all, because we definitely need it. We need to stop.
I'm pretty sure the way Chelsea fans would want to have a break, Liverpool, the City fans would not want a break at all.
No.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Dude.
They are on such a good run. They are on such a good run of man, they can't.
If Man City could, they would play out all the rest of their Premier League games the next 2 weeks and just get it done and over with. The way they're playing at the moment, and Liverpool as well, they want to finish as many games as possible before the AFCON kicks in. But yeah, I mean, it's just more drama to add on to this Premier League season, or the season in general, in terms of how close it's been up top as well, with the points being leveled almost until last week or the week before that. But even now, just 4 points separating third place and first place. It's going to be close, and it's going to be like that till May. I hope so, at least. But hopefully the other way around, Man City chasing Chelsea for the title.
With post-pandemic, with post-lockdown Pulisic, nothing is coming out. Nothing is standing in our way. Nothing.
The three P's of life: post-pandemic Pulisic.
PPP, post-pandemic Pulisic is here to stay. Yeah, he's just needs his rest, and he's gonna demolish everything from left wing back. So yeah, it's gonna be curtains for the other teams.
Yeah, and bring Giroud back to us all.
Yeah, bring the big gang back. But by Tammy, get Tammy back into there. We need clinical finishers.
Tammy's doing really well as well. Somehow all of our players who we've either sold or loaned out are doing really well.
We're just cursed, man. Yeah. Players do great after us. Players do great before us. Players can't do anything at us.
I was about to say earlier that Alex Goldberg posted something about, I don't know whether it was him or CFC Daily. One of them posted something about Haaland. Haaland's record so far in the Bundesliga. And I was just thinking in my head that this guy would come to Chelsea and somehow score only 4 goals in the season.
Yeah. Harry Saratov posted that exact, what you just said. He was like, it was like a mocking of, it was like, he quote tweeted ESPN and said, Erling Haaland for season for Chelsea 2023-2024, 15 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists. How has it gone from, how did it come to this kind of thing? It's like, you just know it would happen. To be fair, I'm annoyed we didn't get him, but at the same time, I'm glad we didn't get him, because you just know that if he came,
he was going to fall into the same.
Yeah,
the same.
Exactly. If Lukaku can't bang for us, nobody can. So we just got to figure him out, and I do really believe we will. He scores everywhere he goes, and even at Man United, he didn't finish that well or end his time there that well, but he still did good for them. So it's just, I know it's the 100 million fee, but there's other players that have moved for 100 million and get equal or less scrutiny. Jack Grealish. So yeah, it's
Justin, but I think I might be interrupting you guys, but this is quite good news for Chelsea. Chalobah is fit to play. Kovacic is back. Kante is back, and so is Kai Havertz.
Yeah, it's going to be a Kante Kovacic midfield. I think we're pretty much forced into doing it, which really sucks. But this is the thing. Also,
it isn't the worst of decisions, though, is it? No. Kante Kovacic.
But but they're not that much fit. So the thing is, we haven't seen any academy players. Like, no, I'm not saying Tuchel play the youth. I sound like I'll start sounding like a adult, but it does confuse me a little bit that he goes for this ultra defensive bench and goes Saul at striker instead of say, I just don't know why. I don't get it. Why no one,
especially from a manager
good
who's worked
enough.
with youth all his time during his managerial career,
Yeah.
Yeah,
whether
doesn't
it
make
be
any sense to
Dortmund
me.
or other clubs.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. Everton did for that game. They had like probably I think 3 Sims. Pretty much academy bumped up to the team. Gordon bumped up to the first team. I mean, to Decore, fair enough. Not Branthwaite. I've never heard of this man in my life. Probably yes. And then
I think there was a player that came off the bench that was, I think, 18 years old or 17
Dobbin.
years old or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Dobbin 18. Gordon 20. Kenny 24. Fair enough. I thought he was younger. But yeah, it's just it. We really should it makes no sense to me. I don't know why Tuchel does it, but
you're absolutely right. I think if a few of the far backups are not working or if they're not performing to the level, we need to kind of replace them or not replace them in terms of the transfer window, but in terms of with academy players and give those guys a chance because hell, they'll be waiting, they'll be itching their boots to get them ready and play. And this is probably the time for them to step up and show Tuchel what they can do. And not to brag, but the best academy in England or the world. It's only the truth. But yeah, I think all in all, it's not all gloom and doom for Chelsea at the moment. Still a long way to go in terms of the season. We've still got a very long way to go actually. We're not even halfway there, I think.
Exactly. Last year we were in worse than this and we came out and look what we came out. So it's just you can never judge where you finish from now unless you're Man City. but Champions League is where it's at as usual. We got the good stroke of the draw again by luck. By luck. So
is it by luck? I don't think it's by luck. I think we're destined. I think we're destined to get Leo.
Just can you imagine being Lille and just think, oh no, we got the champions, and then wait, it's getting redrawn. We have a chance. The Champions League. Can you imagine if we got Bayern Munich first time round and then it got redrawn and then we got Bayern Munich again? Imagine how we'd feel. That's how they feel right now. That's how they feel. So yeah, who would want to be Lille right now? I guess it could be worse. So
weren't they the champions last season? They were the champions of the French. League One. But I think this season they are currently 6th or 7th or something like that. They are very low.
They are struggling.
11th, they are low on the table.
But in terms of ties in the Champions League, we've got some really nice ones as well. PSG, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Man United. I'm trying to think of some others, but it's pretty much strong teams against it. I mean, Inter Milan and Liverpool's going to be an interesting as well to watch. But that's all the way at the end of Feb actually. Hopefully, if football doesn't get cancelled anytime soon. So it's not just new variants of COVID, but new draws of UEFA, messing up draws and everything. Because I woke up pretty late, surprisingly on a Monday. I didn't have any classes, so I ended up sleeping in. I woke up and I thought, oh wait, what's going on? Why have I not why have I not gotten a notification about the draw or something? And I'm scrolling through Twitter and I see everyone just saying, oh.